Danny.
Hey, Rod.
Hey, Danny. How you doing? I'm on my phone and I'm at a ball field with my grandson. So if the connection's not
Okay.
good,
Okay. Hey, Anna.
uh,
Kara G. Kara. Okay. Kara, did you get my message? I responded back to you today.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
down right there.
Katie. Katie Rogers. If you,
Yes, sir. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't realize my volume was down.
that's okay. Do you have another name that you? I've got a Langley, and I'm just trying to determine my students. Okay, that's not
Oh,
you.
no.
Okay, so there's two Rogers in here. Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Dr. Stephen, I only have one Rogers, Katie, on my roster.
Okay. That was Katie was yours. I've got a Langley Rogers. I just
Oh,
want to make
okay.
sure. Sometimes I'll miss the name, so I just didn't want to make.
Okay.
Mr. Johnson, okay. Give another. Rufus, let's give it a couple more minutes. They're still
Okay.
coming in. Okay.
Yeah, I still hear a lot of people coming in.
Okay.
Hey, Dr. Maraglia.
And
Hi.
okay, Rod's with us too. Rod Ramsey.
Hey, Mr. Ramsey, how are you?
Good. Hope you're doing well.
I am, thank you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Well, I was told I had to by your cohort there, or he'd get mad at me.
I think this will be much easier to get in touch with folks doing it this way, assigning the classes.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, let me share the screen and
Get your glove, bud.
let me make sure everybody's. Let me stop share. Let me mute everybody. And okay. Dr. Revis, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir, we sure can.
Okay, it's I'm recording. So does it show recording on everybody's end? Okay. Dr. Revis, if you would get us started.
Well, welcome everyone to your first class for your MSA program. We are excited that you're with us and want each and every one of you to stay with us. So make sure that you don't let yourself get overwhelmed this week and next week. We're going to be running probably a little longer than an hour this week at least, but I'm hoping that we'll get it down pat to an hour, no more than an hour, within a couple weeks. So we have a lot to go over tonight. And if you have any questions, we will stay online until all those questions are answered. So you see, Dr. Stedman is here, and we have our clinical coach ones that are here, and those are your coaches that are going to support your clinical work. And so we're going to introduce them and give them a moment to talk with you. If you're in my class, Dr. Anna Maraglia will be your, we call them CC1, Clinical Coach 1. And if you're in Dr. Stedman's class, Mr. Rod Ramsey will be your CC1. So, Dr. Maraglia, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, thank you. Good evening, everyone. And congratulations on taking this step forward in your professional career. And as Dr. Revis just said, we really want to be supportive. We want every one of you to be graduating in a few semesters and be ready to start the next stage of your career. The CC1 position that I will be doing for Dr. Revis is going to be, again, supporting your clinical part of your internship. And what I am going to be doing first thing in the morning is emailing everyone in Dr. Revis's class to ask you about setting up a conference with me, you, and your site supervisor. And again, like I said, I'm gonna send that out first thing in the morning. I just got a class list today, or you would have already heard from me. One thing that I would like to ask when I email you is I'm going to ask you for options, plural, of days and times to meet. I work full-time in a school, and just like all of you. And so I need some leeway and some flexibility with everyone as we are scheduling these meetings. And please get back to me as soon as you can get with your supervisor and let me know when give me some options of when we can meet. And we'll talk about the program. I will keep your site supervisor for about 5 minutes or so. You can let them know that I understand how busy they are in that role. I have been in the role of the principalship, and I understand, and I don't want to keep them. And then you and I will talk a little bit further to make sure you're clear on what your responsibilities are as you go into your internship. Okay, so you will all be hearing from me tomorrow morning, and you will always have me to reach out to throughout the program if you are in need of anything. Okay.
So
Anything else I didn't think of, Dr. Revis?
Dr. Moreglio, so tomorrow when you send them your message out, you're going to tell them how they can get in contact with you. All
Yeah.
of that will come in your email, right?
Yes, it will. All they will have to do is respond to my email.
Okay.
So it should be very easy. Oh, and I would like to say that I will be contacting you through your Gardner Webb email. Starting today, you should be in the habit of checking your email at least once a day for Gardner Webb, and I will be communicating with you through that method. So please check for that tomorrow.
And I'm going to go a step further. I would say at least twice a day and 3 times if possible, because we're constantly sending messages out. So, and you do it with your own email. So just make it a practice to do the Gardner Webb email as well. And if you can, connect it with your phone so that you will have it easy accessible. That way that's for all of you. Okay. Okay. Anything else, Dr. Moreglio?
With Dr. Stedman or Dr. Revis, is there anything that you would like to add to what I said? Anything maybe that I overlooked?
I just wanted them to put a name and a face together of who they would be working with.
And I love that. I think that was great.
Thank you, Dr. Moreglio.
Of course.
Okay, and Mr. Rod Ramsey will be working with my C2 class. So Mr. Ramsey, he's on the ball field. So let's work with him. He's doing the grandpa thing. He's working with a grandson right now, and all of you know what that means. So Rod, if you would you address the students at this time?
Okay, first of all, let me welcome you. And apparently I'm the oldest one around here, being a grandfather, but it's greater than anybody had thought it would be. Let me start off, and I've been doing with Gardner Webb this CC1 for probably 8 to 9 years. And the first thing I tell my CC1s is this is not an easy program. I will be upfront with you. It's a good program. It's a great program. And before you finish, you will learn a lot about yourself, a lot about your school. But one thing you cannot do is get behind the schedule. And I think with your 2 coaches or instructors, they won't let that happen. But I will get in touch with you by this weekend. And what I'm going to do is give you 2 days next week to set up and do the Zoom products. And again, it'll curtail about 5 to 10 minutes with your site supervisor, which 95% of the time is your principal. And then I need approximately 45 minutes with you right after that. But you'll be joining in that meeting with your site supervisor. And our biggest, you've heard a part of this already, but our biggest job as CC1s is really just to introduce you to the program. If you have any questions, you can ask us. But another thing, during the course of the year, you may not see your CC1s anymore, but please ask questions to your instructor. I mean, your CC2s, because if you don't ask questions, if you don't understand something, it could be tough. So again, I look forward to meeting all of y'all. The only negative about this program is before the COVID, we were able to go and visit each one of you at your site or at your schools. We don't do that since COVID, and that was something I really enjoy. I am retired from education, but I still work with the school system. I do the hard job of maintaining some of the schools. But again, I look forward to meeting all of y'all and your site supervisors. If there's any, and I will include all my info, my phone numbers or anything. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, but I'll be getting all that information out to you this weekend.
Okay, so you're going to get it this weekend, right? That's what you said, by this weekend. And so I would say by Monday, if in both classes, if you have not heard anything, or you don't get anything from Dr. Moreglio or for Mr. Ramsey, then you need to reach out to Dr. Revis and or me, and we will make sure that we find out what the problem is, okay?
same thing, it goes around the other way. If we do not hear from any of our students that are on our list, and I'll be contacting you,
Okay.
Danny. So
Okay, good.
that won't happen. I'm hoping that the way we're doing it this year is it'll get rid of some of those problems we've had in the past.
And that's what we're trying to do, to make sure that we don't run into the same issues that we've had in the past. But anyway, both of you, thank you so much for joining us. You're welcome to stay with us. It's going to be not a long evening, but I'll say a long evening. Okay, not long, but long. So
Well,
you're
I'm
welcome-
going to step away because I have class a little bit later.
Okay, I thought you did, and I think, Rod, you've got a grandson to give attention to this afternoon.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
I love going away, but my grandson's more important.
and we understand that. Thank y'all for joining us, though.
Bye.
Thank y'all.
Okay. I'm going to share again, Dr. Revis, so that you can see the agenda. And I think we were going to go ahead and this is so that you'll know, again, the people that will be working with you throughout the semester. And as you see, you have a great pillar of support here. You're going to always have Dr. Revis and me, either as your instructor, and it's almost like you've got two instructors and two coaches. That's almost what you've got. So you've got the best of all worlds, because if for some reason you can't get up with me and you're in my C2 class, you reach out to Dr. Revis, vice versa. If you can't get up with Dr. Revis, because we both live other lives too. We have jobs, we have other responsibilities. So you may need something. So if you're in Dr. Revis's class and you don't get the response back that you need, reach out to me, and vice versa. You do the same thing with Dr. Revis. We've done this for a long time together. So we work well together, and I think you're going to see that over the course of this semester. And then again, you've just met your clinical coach ones. They're going to help you. They're going to work with your whoever your clinical your site supervisor is. Most of the time it's your principal, but if it's not, whoever has been assigned to work with you, they're going to work with that and try to clear the path for you to be able to do the things that you need to do there. And again, you may not see them again, but if you do need to see them, you need to make sure, if there's problems at your school with the site supervisor or with something, that's your first contact, that you go back to them, because they should, they can't micromanage a principal or a supervisor there, but they can talk with them and maybe help them better understand something if there is an issue. And then if there is a change in administration, we have to a change in administration or a change in the site supervisor, we have to make that, we have to approve that, and we have to put it into Gardner Webb's information as well. So do you have any questions at all from Dr. Revis and me about the pillars of support that you're going to get this semester? Does everybody understand that? Well, Dr. Revis, let's go ahead and get some of the mundane stuff over with. It's important, but let's go ahead and get that over with. And let's go ahead and talk about, what we would like for the class norms to be, and see if we can get everybody to understand and agree to that.
Okay, your class norms are found on your agenda this evening. We don't always put them on your agenda, but we try to if we have enough space. Just to remind us that, we need to be present. Dr. Stedman and I will try to be present and give you our full attention and our priority during this time. And we need for you to do the same in return. So we ask that you always turn your cameras on during the entire session, unless due to extenuating circumstances and with prior approval from us, you ask that you not turn your camera on. That typically happens when you're sick and home and you just don't really feel like anybody seeing your sickness. And that's okay. Just reach out to us beforehand and that will be fine. All race remain muted unless you're asked to unmute to speak by the instructor. And we ask that you be present for the whole class. We will tell you, okay, class is officially over, but if you have questions and want to stay, we'll stay with you as long as you want to stay. We ask that you attend sessions in an environment that's conducive to learning. So I'm going to pick on Mr. Ramsey. Don't be at the ball field while you're trying to join class, because you know what? I wanted to know what those kids behind him were doing. It's very distracting. Um, so make sure that that there are no distracting backgrounds. That if you want to blur your screen in the background, that's fine. But we want you to give it your all the short time we have together. And it's distracting to me if I see stuff going on in the background. And I'm one to talk because I have grandchildren who live with me, and I'm sure you'll hear them in the background, but I try my best to make them be quiet. You would think they would. They're teenagers, but anyway, sometimes they can be the loudest. We would like for you to give it your all while you're online. For example, don't be shopping in the grocery store, checking your email. If I get a text during class, I mean, that kind of makes me mad because I know you're not listening. You can't do two things at once. Not many people can. I can't. Maybe you can perfectly do it, but I can't read your text. So, give it your full attention and be dressed appropriately, like you were going to class or going to work. Ensure that interruptions from children or pets are kept to the minimum. We love to meet your pets and your children, but we like to do that before 6 p.m. We usually come online about 10 minutes before. So if you want to bring your pets or introduce us to your children, feel free to do that during that time. Always use respectful language and tone. And I know that probably goes without being said, but just make sure that we always treat each other with dignity and respect. And we also would ask that when we share things or you share things in the class, we ask that these class discussions remain confidential. We shouldn't reshare those out with anyone. And you're going to have a meeting with a Zoom team later on in the semester, same kind of thing. We just need to make sure that we don't share with members outside of our course. Again, fully engaged in an online session without attending to outside things like checking your email, texting me. We ask that you hold all questions to the end of the class. Most of the time, questions are going to be answered as we move through, but we would ask that you just jot them down, old-timey, jot them on a sticky, and then at the end, we will give you time to ask questions or at the end, put them in the chat. Folks, I don't check the chat. I don't check the chat when we're talking. That's kind of hard to say because it's distracting to me. But we want to make sure that we answer all your questions. So please refrain from going in the chat box. And we just ask you to do it on a sticky note. And then at the end, we'll get to everyone. Can we all agree to those norms? Can you give me a thumbs up if we can live by that? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Let's come back up, Dr. Revis, and let's see where we are. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get over these things before we get down into the nuts and bolts of things, Dr. Revis.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and talk to him. I need to pull this up.
Okay. Are you going to share your screen where these things are located?
I am. That's why I've got to
Okay.
pull. I've got to pull
That's
this
why
up.
you need me to fill some time, right?
Yes, I need to pull this up.
We
I
know
thought
that
I
you're
had,
going to
but I
be in
didn't.
information overload this evening, but please don't let that worry you. because we will go back over things. I think one thing that I do that's probably going to get on your nerves is we do repeat a lot. And that's just because you get so bombarded with information this first night. It's really hard to take it all in. And we understand that and know that. All the classes will be recorded, and we place the recording underneath the agenda for each night. So, if you miss something or want to go back and, did I get that right? Use your recording. We ask that you do that before you start texting or emailing us. So, we're first going to look at, do you want to do the Blackboard course shell overview?
Let me just, and
Okay.
again, I think, if I'm not going to insult your intelligence and just go by step and everything. I just need to go through here and just point out some things and then find out if you have any questions about it. Now, there was a problem with the town hall link from Monday night, and when it was brought to my attention, I communicated with Dr. Stone. He did put the correct one in there today. So this is where you can find that for all of you that needs to go back and review it, or if you were not able to join us, that's where you can go and find out what was talked about on Monday night. A lot of what was talked about on Monday night, again, will be a repeat, of tonight. Just a reminder, Dr. Rivers, I don't think that the textbook that we're having them to use is in this Bulldog bundle opt-out. However, you need to go in there, and if you're getting financial aid, you need to go in there and see if there's anything you need to do so you will not be charged anything. Okay? So take it upon yourself to go in the Bulldog bundle opt-out, because there's not anything that you need to get there for us. We'll tell you what you need to get for us. This is just how to get started in the course. This is where you're going to find a lot of stuff. Your course syllabus, policies, and other course information. And I'm going to just click on that just so that you can see. And you'll see some things are hidden from students. That's because you don't need it. Your course syllabus, your class assignments rubric, and I'm going to put a disclaimer in here. Some of this information is subject to revision along the way, but it won't be to the point that it will impact you. We will just make you aware if we need to that there's been a revision made. Sometimes you won't even know a revision's been made. But because we're working with a new program that's been established by DPI, we have no choice but to try some things. And if it's not right or doesn't work, then we're going to fix it along the way. And then there may be some things in there that Dr. Revis and I don't know yet that needs to be in there. And, we'll get that in there along the way. But never worry. You will always be equipped with what you need week by week. The course schedule for the fall is not in there yet because you don't need it. That is, you've got everything that you need. So that's hidden from you. And at some point, we may open it up, but it's not necessary. The task that we're going to introduce this evening is task 1, and it is the APSL. That's what you're going to be working with this whole semester, and that's an analysis and action plan for student learning. And this is going to be a resource section, and we will consistently add to that throughout the semester. So this is where we're going to it's going to be like a bank. We're going to store things in there that you can go in and that you can use as resources. The next one is peer review resources. That is not going to be until the 5th week. We're still working on some things there, so you don't need that yet. You don't need to know who your Zoom or peer review teams are going to be yet. That will be by the 5th week, so that will come. clinical internship resources, just know that they're there. And after tonight, we will talk more about clinical. In fact, we probably will build in a little bit each week after tonight on that. But they need to meet, your CC1s need to meet with your principals first. Then that will give us some leeway to move on with what you need to know there. This is your, okay. This is your grading policy. You need to understand that. The bottom line is you won't have to worry about anything. You need to look at it, but you will, if you do what we ask you to do each week and you keep up, you don't have anything to worry about. There is no reason why every one of you cannot make an A in this class, right, Dr. Revis? You know, if you will do what we ask you to do and keep up, you will make an A in this class. So we'll talk about that if we need to. Gardner-Webb's attendance policy, you need to look at that. That's on your own. Your graduate student handbook is in there. Look at that. The netiquette policy. This is going to be an important section that we will refer to. It's almost going to be like your Bible for this program. The North Carolina Principal Portfolio Assessment, NCPPA Resource Depository. And I'm just going to open that up so that you can see that built in here, and we will make reference to this later on, is everything that you're going to need to guide you through this process, and we're going to help you along the way with that. But everything that you're going to need is there, and it would be too much if we tried to even start opening all this up tonight. We're going to open it up a little bit at a time as you need it. But in the meantime, you need to familiarize yourself with it on your own. A lot of this is going to be on your own anyway with our guidance. So just know that that information is there, and you need to look at it on your own, in addition to us sharing each week. Now, these are your week by week modules or class sessions, virtual sessions. This is tonight. So when you open up module 1, August 20th, this is what you're going to find. It's going to tell you what you have to do to be successful in this module. Now, when I open that up, now I want you to look at all these objectives. We may get to all all of these objectives. We may not. But guess what? Before the semester's over with, you will. We wanted to make sure that we cover everything, but we just may not be able to get to it tonight. So if it's there and we didn't hit it, then you can rest assured that you're going to get it. This is where you'll be able to find weekly what it is that you've got to do. Go ahead and tell you. You know, if for those that haven't, you must complete the enrollment verification activity. That's a requirement for all online or virtual students. You have to do it for my class. You have to do it for Dr. Revis's class, and then vice versa. You've got to do it for my class has got to do it for Dr. Revis for her coaching shell, and Dr. Revis's class has got to do it for me for the coaching shell as well. So you've got to do the EVA twice. Go ahead and knock that out. Notice in here too that you've got 2 assignments. One of them is about me. It's just a little tidbit of information about you that Dr. Revis and I can know. And this is the same information that once you know who your Zoom team and peer review team is going to be, you'll want to share this same information with them when you know who they are, and we'll remind you of that. And then you got to complete the academic integrity attestation. You need to sign it. And make sure at the end it is your signature, not your site supervisor's signature. It's your signature. Put it back in there with your signature on it, and that it talks about the integrity of the program, but it also talks about AI usage and those kind. Dr. Revis, you want to say something more about that?
Well, I just think we need to let everybody know that Gardner-Webb does use Turnitin, and it does have an AI generated work detector. So, just make sure that your writing is your own work and make sure you are citing the work of others. Even if you paraphrase, you have to cite it and you should be okay. So, um, just read that academic integrity attestation and you should be fine.
And when you click on here, this takes you right to your assignments. I mean, it's right there. In addition to, I'll go back up to that in just a minute, but this will always tell you when those assignments are due. 6 o'clock p.m. Most of them are going to be due by 6 p.m. on that Sunday. If it goes in 1 minute after, then it's already programmed in there. It's going to show it's going to show a 0 for that assignment. We have to go in and we have to adjust that, but you will not get full credit for something once it goes in late. So just make sure that you pace yourself so that you know that you are getting your work in well before 6 o'clock if you can.
And let's go into that just a little bit if you want to right
Okay,
now.
go ahead.
Most all of your assignments are going to be due on Sunday evening at 6 p.m. And as Dr. Stedman said, if you're a minute past 6, an automatic 0 goes in there. And you can post and we'll pick it up, but you're automatically deducted 10 points. And 10 points if it's not there on time, and 5 points for every day thereafter. But we don't want you to turn in incomplete work either. If you get bogged down or whatever and don't have the work completed, we're not going to grade it and we're not going to look at it. So just make sure that you pace yourself. This is a writing intensive program, and so leave yourself plenty of time to write and get the work done. It's not as writing intensive as it used to be, and that's because the state portfolio process really limits the number of words you can use, but you do have to write very succinctly and clearly. And we use APA 7th edition, which we will talk about more later on. And so, anyway, you get dinged when you don't have your work in on time.
Okay, and I don't think that's going to be a problem. I've got all
I don't
confidence in
either.
you,
I
so
don't either.
we're already saying that. But you'll only get a point for About Myself academic integrity. This is just to let us know that you've got it in there, and we have to give some type of value to it. But everything after that will be on a 100-point scale. Okay. So this is actually your EVA, and these two one-pointers are actually the only thing that you have to have done by this Sunday at 6 o'clock. And so if you can go ahead and knock that out anytime and get it over with. However, there's going to be next steps. We're going to go ahead tonight and introduce you to assignment 1, which will not be due until Sunday week. You can't wait until Saturday to do Sunday's assignment. We're going to tell you now so you can go ahead and begin pacing yourself, doing what you need to do so that most people, once they get in a routine, most people have their work posted before Sunday. Most people do. However, don't get trigger happy and post it and it's incomplete. I'm just going to be honest with you. We're going to give you full attention to the work that you submit if it's the quality work that we expect you to submit the first time. We don't expect it to be perfect, but we expect it to be the best that you can give us the first time. Our job is to help you make what you're doing good become better and better become best. Okay, that's our job. but give us good work to start with, something to work with. You expect that out of your students, so we expect that out of you as well. Is that fair? Okay, thank you. But you'll see the next steps. This will always be what you're working on. Then Dr. Revis and I will talk about this. This is the rubric assignment. It's a hot link. It'll take you right to it. And then we have to help you with that first assignment. We have some helpful hints that will help guide the process in addition to the things that we talk about. I would suggest that you take notes as well, with things that we talk about and share with you, because these are things that will help you as well. Now, if you notice, these are the only 3 things that we talked about that are due this Sunday. And then we've already said what we are the next step. That will be due next Sunday night. So you already know, we always try to let you know what's due now, and then always give you an opportunity to know what's ahead of you. Please do not procrastinate. Okay? Please do not. And then you'll see this for the 15 weeks, and you'll notice a lot of them are hidden from you. Guess what? That's because you don't need to know what's there yet. It will become, you'll begin to see, you won't be able to see the forest for the trees if you start opening all of these things up. You don't need to know it. It's like what I said the other night. How am I going to eat that elephant? You're going to eat that elephant one bite at a time. Okay? And that's what we're going to do. Show you how to eat it one bite at a time. And at the end of 15 weeks, you will have eaten the whole elephant. Okay? But we've got things deliberately hidden from you because we don't want you to get overwhelmed and look at advance and get confused with stuff. It's not necessary. And then after that, these are all the assignments for grades. So if it says assignment 1 up there, this is where you go to find those assignments. Well, this just introduces it right here. That just introduces the assignments. This is about myself. That's the 1-pointer. This is the academic integrity attestation. But this is where, when we talk about assignment 1 tonight, this is where you're going to go for assignment 1. And we'll come back to that in a little bit. But it's going to be, if you notice, there's assignment 1 all the way through assignment 12. Now there's 15 weeks. That means that there's not always an assignment due every week. And some of those in there are not just like week. You've got 2 peer reviews in here that we'll talk about. Those are assignments at that. And then you've got Dr. Revis, where they have to anyway, it's where they have to apply to take that first. It may not be in there yet, but anyway, these are your assignments. So this is it. Your point value for the whole semester is 1,203 points. Right, Dr. Revis?
I don't remember. Can you pull that up?
Yeah, I will. It's 1,203 points, but
okay.
I will do that. And I knew I'd do that. We'll get to that in just a minute. And please bear with us tonight. We're learning some of this stuff along with you. How that goes back up there in their syllabus and course information. Let's go back to the grades, because I did point that out and I didn't open it up. Okay.
There it is, grading policy.
Let's just look at it, and we won't read all of that, but this is it right here.
Okay. You were right.
So this is it. If you do everything that you're supposed to do, and you get a perfect score on everything, you'll get 1,203 points. But to get an A, it has to be at least 1,143 points out of that 1,203 to get an A. This tells you the rest of based on your point value, what it's going to look like. So, this is where we have high expectation. This is where we expect there. And Dr. Revis, I had straight A's this past semester, and you did too. In the summer, we had
It's not
straight
hard.
A's. It's not hard if you do what you're supposed to do. So everybody understand what the expectations are with your work. Okay. So, Dr. Revis, I'm going to stop share again, and I think the next thing we were going to talk. Any questions about Blackboard? Everybody knows how to maneuver it, right? And if you have any questions, just reach out to Dr. Revis and me personally, and we'll help you with it if you have any problems with it. And again, we're a long ways from being perfect. If you see an error in there or you think it's an error, reach out to me, reach out to Dr. Revis and say, is that an error? Or, if you see an error, just point it out to us and we will thank you for it and we'll make the correction, okay? Because we're subject to do that.
Dr. Stedman, I didn't see an error, but when you were at the how to be successful in module 1, and under that it was tonight's agenda, assignment 1, data collection, it had helpful hints for Google Doc. I didn't see that linked on my Blackboard.
It's not, you will see it when you go under module 1, you will see it under
I don't have it posted yet, Jennifer, but I'll post it.
Okay. Mine's posted in there. We talked about it, but it was late when we talked about it. But you'll get it, okay?
Guys, I'm going to be very transparent. We are flying this plane as we are building it.
No, I'm okay with that. That is fine. Thank you.
Okay, so but it's there. But I got it in at on 2 wheels at the last minute. I got it in there.
I've got myself a note, Jennifer. Thanks for pointing that out.
But Dr. Revis, if you would go ahead and talk to him briefly about APA 7th edition. I think we've already got the grading policy, AI generated work done. And then after that, I think we can go ahead and hit NCPPA and then start on their first assignment.
All right. I just want to share with you, you have this. It is under, I can't remember where it is, the content. Like I say, we just put this stuff together. So it may be under getting started. Nope.
No, go under
course syllabus.
No, go to APSL resources.
Okay.
There you go.
Right here.
Go there. I think it's there.
Now, we made a conscious decision, Dr. Stedman and I, that we were not going to make you buy the APA 7th edition manual. If you want to buy it, buy it. You will use it throughout your graduate program. But there is a little checklist right here that I already have pulled up. You can get just about everything that you need from the Dover Library. And right here's a link to the Dover Library. And remember, we're doing APA, so make sure when you land on this page, it's an APA. And you can find everything that you need to find for this program. The main thing is to start off with this week, you need to collect data and gather data. We will talk more in depth about 7th edition next week. But I just wanted to, there's the manual. If you wanted to purchase it, you could get it off of I would not purchase it through the library here. I would go through
Amazon.
Amazon, or what was
Yeah.
the other
Well,
place?
and sometimes you can go through thrift books and
Yeah.
they're less expensive, but make sure I would not get anything that was, well, you can get a seventh edition and it'll tell you if it's in good or, sometimes you can get some good stuff that's being used there, but it has to be the seventh edition.
And so, like I say, we're going to go over all of that next week. And this is just a checklist that you would use every time that you do hand it before you hand your writing in to us. And every assignment we will check. There is a section about your writing, and we'll talk about the rubric later in the class.
Okay.
Was there anything else for that?
No, Dr. Revis, why you've got the course show up, right?
I do.
Okay, go to how to get
think.
started. Yeah, go to my G.
Uh, I think I may have X'd out of
Okay,
that.
okay, stop
Let
sharing
me
and
stop
let me come back.
sharing.
Yeah, I
You
just
do
thought
it.
about something. Just thought about something that we need to before we do the other. Under how to get started, getting started in your course, and you may have done this already. Class norms, use of grammar course syllabus, peer review. Give me a second. I know it's there. I'm looking for the textbook, Dr. Revis. Course text right here. Okay, this is your textbook right here. So we ordered, Dr. Revis and I ordered this. She ordered hers off of Amazon. I ordered it brand new off of Thrift Books, and I got mine for $7 cheaper than Dr. Revis did. So Dr. Revis paid 30 some dollars for hers. I paid 20 some dollars for mine. So, but when you go to Thrift Books, sometimes you can't get it new. I would prefer a new book, but this is your textbook, and you need to go ahead and order that if you have not ordered it. Amazon, you can get it overnight. Thrift Book does take a little bit longer to come. And this is just the APA if you decide that you want to order that as well. But this one, number one, data rules, elevating teaching with objective reflection, you need to go ahead and order that. Order that tonight if you haven't ordered it. Okay? Any questions about that? Okay. So, Dr. Revis, I think that we can go ahead and have you got the information pulled up about NCPPA, or do I need to pull it up?
I think you need to pull it up. I've closed out of my
Okay,
Blackboard by
gotcha.
mistake.
Okay, let me pull that up. And
Guys,
you tell me.
NCPPA, let me just tell you, we're going to guide you through this. Everything you do for us, you will pull from that to put in your portfolio. Our focus this semester is going to be about data. Now, whether you like it or not, if you're a school administrator, you live and die by your test scores. And if you don't believe in that, you're probably not going to be happy as a school principal in North or South Carolina, because that's the facts. That's life. So we are going to deeply dive into our testing data. And then we are going to identify an area of need and a group of students area of need. And then you're going to look at some qualitative data that you probably have never done before. We will guide you through it. It's all laid out in steps by assignments. But we're going to look at quantitative data, your test scores, and qualitative data. And you're going to get a really good picture of the state of your school in that area that you identify. Now, don't go out and start asking your principal, what content area do I need to work on? Don't do that right now. We're going to guide you through that, but you do need to start looking and collecting data. And that's what you need to get started on this week. But you will pull from the assignments that we are doing in class and you put those in your portfolio. Okay? The rubrics that we are using are very, very, very similar to the rubrics that the state assessors are going to use. Probably a little too close. And we thought we could be a lot closer than we probably should be up until yesterday. And anyway, it is what it is. We're going ahead with it.
Right.
But
But you're going to be okay. There's things that we will be doing on the back burner that you won't ever know, because, like I said, each week you will have what you need each week, even though, and we're being very transparent with you, building this along the way. But what you need each week, you will be prepared, and usually 2 weeks ahead of time. As we're doing it. One of the things that you're going to do, Dr. Ravis, I forgot to do what I always do. Now, some of you, I think, are maybe, and you're in a leadership role because you're probably lead teachers, coaches, or whatever. So you've done some leadership. We may have an assistant principal or two in here.
I do.
I think you do. So you've already learned. But for many of you, I read you're classroom teachers still. So this is a learning curve for you. And even if you're in a coaching role, it's a learning curve for you. So right now, one of the things you've got to do for us, you don't forget that you're a teacher. You don't forget, because it's important that you always understand the role and the purpose of a teacher. But you are now moving in an entirely different direction. So what we are asking you to do is, and I'm going to reveal my bald head in just a minute. I'm going to take my teacher hat off. This is my teacher hat. I've been wearing my teacher hat. You got teacher hats on. So literally, I want you to think about, I've got a teacher hat on. You've got to take that teacher hat off. And guess what you got to put on? You've got to put on a principal hat. You've got to begin thinking like a principal, effective when? Now. Right now. So we will remember that you are in different roles, but we're going to treat you, excuse me, we're going to treat you like principals from day one, because that's what our goal is. In 3 semesters, our goal is, whether you ever go in that direction or not, our goal is to make you principals and to make you marketable to be a principal in a school one day, and maybe superintendents. So right now, forget, you got to start thinking. You're going to think. You're going to, in just a few weeks, I promise you this, and you're going to hear me say, I promise a lot. And y'all, please excuse me. I had to have a procedure today, outpatient procedure, and they went down my throat, and that's why I'm hoarse from it. So please excuse me. But in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks at the most, all those butterflies you've got now, all of those, I don't know if I'm in the right program. I don't know if I should have done this or not. Hang with us, because in 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, look what I have already learned. Your confidence will start building in those levels the more you dig into this. And anybody that has stuck with us, and we don't lose many, but anybody that sticks with us, without a doubt, and I've been doing this for 13 years, Dr. Revis is close behind me, without a doubt, they will say, I am so glad, Dr. Stebbin, that I listened to you and Dr. Revis. You were right. So the light bulb's going to come on. If it doesn't come on before then, the light bulb's going to come on by then, and you're going to be able to put it all together. You know how you as teachers, and I was a teacher too, you know how you get in your little corner sometime and you say, I don't know why in the world that principal is doing what he or she's doing, or you know what I'm talking about. Guess what? You're going to start hearing those kind of languages, and you're going to either defend or you're going to walk away from it, because you're going to say, I understand now. There's a rhyme and reason why they ask us to do this. It will all start making much better sense. Those of you that are already in those coaching roles and those kind of leadership roles, you've already seen it. Because you're in on some of the what has to be done. But Dr. Evans, am I wrong on that?
No, you're correct. And I have several of you who are already either an instructional coach
Mhm,
or an assistant principal or a dean of students.
mhm.
Many of you are already in a leadership role in the classroom. And I just hope that this work is meaningful for you. And I'm going to call on some of you who are already in those positions as we go through to share things. So I think right now, Dr. Stedman, are we ready to maybe look at our work for this week?
Yeah,
Or
let's go back to module 1
okay.
and let's look at module 1 and let's look at again what it's going to take to be successful in this module. You've got to complete the following. We've already introduced that. You can look at the objectives. We've covered a lot of them already. And then we've told them about the one-pointers they've got to do, but this is where you need to get started, even though it's not due this week, it's due next week, so you can't wait to get started. Which one of these do you want me to? This is assignment 1, part 1A, data collection. So Dr. Revis,
Let's look at the helpful hints document.
okay, we'll pull that up. And that's where Dr. Revis is going to put, for her class, she'll put it in there as
Yes.
well.
Okay, so this is a helpful hints document. It gives you an idea of how to put together this assignment. So the first thing you will do, and you need to start on this immediately, is give us a little introduction to your school. We want to know, but you cannot use your school name or your district name, okay? In none of this work do you ever identify your school or district.
Dr. Revis, can I say something?
Of course.
For when you do the PPA assessment, and you've got even signed documents for anonymity. So just practice anonymity from the very beginning. And let me make this the statement. South Carolina students, we realize that you're in South Carolina. We're going to, because you're getting your certification in North Carolina, you've got to follow North Carolina requirements. However, when you are doing your work, you need to look at North Carolina stuff and you need to say, in South Carolina, what are we doing that equates to that?
Mm-hmm.
But you've got to look at North Carolina stuff because that is what they're requiring, and you can't deviate from those. You've got to level it somehow. So, and we put a lot of South Carolina stuff in there for you to refer back to as well, when we could. Go ahead, Dr. Revis.
So we just need a little introduction. You also have to do this for your portfolio, your state portfolio. Just tell us a little bit about, definitely want to know what grade span you're working at, elementary, middle, or high. And we want to know a little bit about the demographics of your school. We would like to know a little bit about the teachers at your school, the number of teachers. In North Carolina, we can identify teachers as highly effective, or effective or not effective. But anyway, We can also talk about experienced teachers, how many teachers you have are experienced or inexperienced. Scroll on down there, Dr. Stedman, if you would. Um, then give an overall. Now, the data that we have right now, your latest data in North Carolina is 23-24 because you don't have a school report card for 25, right? So in that third paragraph there, you don't have a school report card grade. You may have gotten back test scores, but you don't have a school report card grade as of yet. So this goes back and talks to you, gives us a little bit of information on where you're hitting in the state, where your students are performing, etc. We want to know a little bit about your vision, your mission, again, required for your portfolio. Um, and then this is all in the introduction. You need to get that introduction written within a couple days because then you still got to start with your student performance data collection. So, an example to begin this process, you want to talk about how you collected the data, what process you used, who you worked with, how you pulled the data, whatever kind of strategies that you used, or people with whom you worked. Then you start putting some things together in all kinds of tables and graphs and charts. Now, the one thing that we do in this master's program that I really don't like, we call everything in APA a figure. Clearly, those of you who have your doctorate know this is not a figure, this is a table. Call it a figure for this program and move on. So, for example, what this person has done, this was me, I put down my last 4 years of school performance grade. I don't know what my 2025 is. Leave it blank. You want to pull data in North Carolina from 2022 to 2025.
And South Carolina as well.
And the reason I don't think North Carolina did not test 20 and 21.
Okay.
So we can only go back 4 years. And I explained why we only went back 4 years.
Okay.
Because we've got to look at historical data. The portfolio rubric wants you to go back 3 to 5 years. I think 4 years is a good number, and that's all you can go back in North Carolina.
Right.
So anyway, that's the table about the school grade performance. The next table I put in growth. And this is a high school. I want you to look in 2024. They had 99.2% of their students who exceeded growth. And that's phenomenal. They're in the top 5% of growth rates in the state. This is an actual school in our district, in my district. So, and I have permission, by the way, to show that. So you just want to put down overall performance, and overall growth. South Carolina, I don't know if you do growth. If you don't do it, you don't have it. Okay. And then you start looking at all data. If I'm a high school, I'm looking at all my end of course tested areas. And so I start out with biology. And you can see I'm leaving me a placeholder over there in 2025. And Dr. Stedman, I think they need to leave the placeholder even if you have your data by biology, for example, in your school for 2025, you can go ahead and put it in there. And you can see in North Carolina, they do two proficiencies, grade level proficiency and college and career ready. All right, in the next figure, you go on down and you're going to have NC Math 1 and 2, same kind of thing. Um, And then you will do English 2 or 1, I can't remember.
Oh, there they are. Yeah.
English 2, yeah. And so you just go through and make your charts and display your charts. So you do that for every tested area. In middle school, you will need to do that for reading, math, and science. Okay? In elementary school, reading, math, and science. If you want to look at primary grades, that's fine as long as you have standardized testing data. And you got to get at least three data points. So if you go down and try to look at primary grades, I know you've got dibbles. If that's all, if you've got dibbles and reading and then some kind of assessment in math, that's only 2 assessments. You're going to have 3. Once you do that, the next thing is you have to pull subgroup data. And I want to, let me share my screen if you don't mind. And I
Okay.
want to go to North Carolina report card.
Okay.
I have it pulled up here. I can pull it up. I'm going to go to North Carolina school report card. Do we have that link for them anywhere, Dr. Stedman?
Yes, North Carolina, it's in your Blackboard shell.
Okay.
And South Carolina's is as well.
I'm going to go to Henderson County. And again, I ask permission to share this particular school. So this is the school we're looking at, and I took this growth from. This was 23-24. And you can see performance, grade history, all the way down, but you are missing 20 and 21. That's why we're cutting it off at 22. And growth. You need to show the historical perspective for overall performance and overall growth, if you have growth. And then, I put in my profile. You can get some of this information from your introduction here in this profile. But let me scoot on down. Here's where I'm going to pull my biology performance information. They have it in a table or they have it in a summary chart. Doesn't matter to me if you want to do a table or a summary chart. This is English. Same thing. NC Math 1, NC Math 3, and that's it for high school. But that's 1 year. You want to go back 3 years. So you would have to go up here and change the date on your report card. You can toggle right here.
Dr.
And
Revis,
you
and I
go,
want to tell them, you saw all the graphic information, the charts and graphs in there. If there is information that you can use in your work, your assignment work, it's okay to copy and paste that directly. We have no problem with that. You don't have to design these things yourself.
yeah, I don't know. You may can do a screenshot for this.
Yeah.
I just didn't do that. But so after you do this for 3 or 4 years, if you got 25, then go back and do it by student subgroup, by each area. And I'm going to look at student subgroups. Now, you're not going to have a student subgroup if you have less than, I think it's less than 5 students in that group. These are called federally identified groups of students. So you would do that, and this is going to take you some time because you got to do it. I would look at biology and I would do my historical perspective for biology. Now, what I would suggest doing, because this gets huge, I would not do male, female. I just wouldn't put that in there. But I would do my races. I would do economically disadvantaged, English learners,
Mhm.
students with disabilities. And if you want to do, I don't know that you need not economically disadvantaged learners because those are not going to be anybody that you can put them in there if you want to, but these charts and tables and graphs are going to get so big. You can put your IG students in there if you wish, but you're going to have to do that for every content area, every tested area for 4 years. That's a lot of work. And I don't think you'll have this data for 25 by subgroup.
And Dr. Revis, you point out, because once you, and we'll talk more about this, not this week, but once you identify, after you've collected all your data, and you identify a priority area, because you've disaggregated all that data and you realize you've got to look at that area, and then you've got to go find that subgroup. That's what I'm going to call it. And that's where you would look at all of this, what she's pointing out right now, to start looking at, where is the weakest area in my priority area. Is that right, Dr. Revis?
Well, they're not going to do that until the assignment 2, but you
Right,
can certainly.
But I'm just saying, this is where they'll find it when they help. This will help you find it.
Yes, they certainly want to look. Guys, we know that English learners are always going to be low. We know students with disabilities always are going to perform below your other children. But you want to get some kind of trend, consistent trend, and we'll look at that. All you're doing is collecting data. We're not asking you to write anything about the data you collected. Just talk about the data that you collected and what it is. And that's about it. In your second assignment in 2 weeks is when you're going to start analyzing your data. Just get it collected this week. Any questions? And South Carolina, there's a link for you as well in there. And I'm not familiar with that, but you just type in your school and search it. I know there's an Iva Elementary School, and same kind of information there. They rate things a little bit differently, but you are going to get very, very similar data. Kara, you've got your hand raised.
Yeah, I had a question. In the rubric, it says that we collect data for 2 or more student groups and designate at least one target student group, but I don't see that designation in the example.
Okay, thank you. Let me stop share and let's pull up that rubric.
Okay, let me share.
I was right there.
Okay, that's okay. Okay.
Carol, I think we changed that. Good
Okay.
catch. Let's
So,
look at the rubric.
okay, this is what you want to see, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Where are
Okay, you've got the content in the rubric. We're going to score you on both content and your writing and format. So for this one, collect data on 3 or more elements. Elements means content areas, okay? Collects 3 or more years of data for at least one data element. Collects data for 2 or more student groups and you do not have to designate a target student group this week, but knowing that, we'll take that out. All you've got to do on assignment 1 is data collection. Okay?
and thanks, Kara, because that will actually go into
Assignment 2.
assignment 2. We
I
just
thought
had to
I'd
call
fix that, but I
Yeah.
guess I didn't.
Okay. Does that make sense, Kara? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. And again, that's what we were talking about. You may find stuff, because Dr. Revis and I worked on this and we made some adjustments, but we didn't catch that.
Yeah, we felt like we were going to put everything, the data analysis, in with the data collection, but we didn't want to overwhelm you this first assignment, so we put it in assignment 2. But let me just say this. Don't just put a series of charts in or figures in. Put some text in between. Next, I looked at biology 1 test scores. See figures 1, 2, and 3. And then make a transition into your next content area and so on.
Let me stop share. And again, Dr. Revis is right. When you do your work, let's just say when it comes to Dr. Revis and me, we should be able to look at it from beginning to the end, and it should read like a story to us. It should flow like a story. And if it doesn't with us, then when you have to take what you're going to take from what you do for us and put it into your portfolio assessment, then the evaluators are not going to be able to see it that way. So we've got to make sure that now, that you're telling the right story about your school and about the population of students at your school and the needs at your school. So tell it like a story. And some people, they can understand everything in word only. Some people can understand it in pictures only. But so we've got to paint both worlds in there, the words and the pictures, so that whoever's reading it can get a full understanding. And sometimes you're telling the same story twice, you're narratively and in the picture, but make sure those transitions are in there, that so that it flows as you're writing.
So, just focus on getting a good introduction to your school, getting that written, and locating where you can find your data, and start putting together your figures for the data. Okay? And that is due on the 24th at 6 p.m. on Sunday. Any questions about assignment 1?
I actually had another question. In the example that you gave us, the assignment 1, there's a citation for the mission, industar.org 2025, where it says all belong, all achieve, all lead. Is that because it came directly from the school's website? Like, I don't understand that citation.
Let me
It's
look at it.
Let me
it's
get
at the
back.
bottom of the first page, because we're not supposed to identify our school.
Yeah, that's
Go down to
probably
the bottom.
because that was the school website. Is where that came
Right
from.
there. Oop, too far. Too far. It's the bottom of the first page. Right there. Oop, too far. Keep right there. All belong, all achieve, all lead, and then there's a citation.
Oh, that came from industar.org. Are you from North Carolina, Kara?
Yes.
Industar is where all school improvement plans are housed. And so I got that particular vision or mission statement from industar.org. So, you're really getting these things from your school website. And if you need to cite that, which you do need to, then just put school website. Don't name the school, because you have to that all has to stay confidential, or just
Okay.
say school report card.
But in our All About Me assignment, we do name our actual school, right? No?
Yes,
That's just for us.
yes.
That's not going to go to
Okay.
anybody but Dr.
Yeah.
Revis and me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
Okay,
questions.
Mary Kate?
Is assignment 1 due the 24th or the 31st?
31st.
Okay.
I said the 24th, didn't I?
Yes, ma'am. That's why I was very confused.
Yeah.
Thank you. 31st. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But do you see, you're not having an assignment that's due every week, okay? But do you see why you can't wait? You've got to prepare and get it ready.
Okay, the main thing is, and there's so much more we could talk to you about, but I think it will be too much, Dr. Revis. Do you know what you need to do to get started? If not, and again, we will begin. Those of you that know APA 7th edition, go ahead and write it as you know, as so that you don't have to go back and redo stuff. Write it with APA in mind. However, we will more fine tune that next week. Okay.
And let me just say one of the things that we do as educators, we collect data and we analyze it, and then we start wanting to provide justifications for the data. We're not looking for any data justifications. Don't put that anywhere in assignment 1 or 2. Okay? What we're looking for here is collecting that data, and in assignment 2, data analysis.
And Dr. Revis, I want to just spend just 2 or 3 minutes. And again, as you name it, you can unmute yourself. I would write this information down, whether I was high school, middle school, or elementary. You know that end of grade, end of course testing is a source of data. We know that. We know the school report card is a source of data. Go ahead and just start naming them. Unmute and just name other sources of data that you can think of and share with each other and write those down now. Anybody? Can you think of other sources of data?
Benchmark data.
Benchmark data.
I was thinking our NC check-ins.
NC check-ins.
We do map testing and WEA.
Okay, map testing, WEA.
SE ready.
SE ready, yes.
We have iReady diagnostics for our county.
iReady diagnostics, that's right.
We use Easy CBM to identify for RTI.
Okay, thank you for that.
Star Math.
Star Math.
We use Star from for early literacy reading and math, and we also use Dibbles.
Okay, those are good. Thank you, Hannah.
Could we use access data for our MLs?
Say that again, Granada.
Is access data for our MLs? That's how they're tested in our state.
No, I would say no, not right now. You may later on, but not for this particular one. Guys, always stay with your state standardized assessments. Okay? Yes, NC check-ins, but can you get 3 years of data? You have for your portfolio, you got to get a minimum of 3 years data.
Right.
So if you can't do that, don't use it.
But Granada, thank you for bringing that up because those are things we need to know up front.
But you may use partial pieces of that later on.
Right.
But not for this one.
Okay, anybody else? Those are some good starts.
What about ACT and work keys for high school?
No.
No, those can't be. Those will be some information like Granada said you can use later on for other things. You cannot use it for this assignment though. Thanks, Katie.
But the ACT is one component of the NC report card though, too.
Yes, it is. But you can't use it for this. NCPPA will not let you use ACT data, okay, or SAT data, or advanced placement data.
Okay, let me read something.
I guess Nicole, let me just say this. If you want to, okay, but you can't use it and pull it for your portfolio. So I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Remember, and we'll talk about this more next week as we're expanding this assignment, but your focus has got to be on student achievement and academics. Now, there are underlying things that you will be able to use to support the reason why academics is poor in the area or needs attention. But we'll talk about this more. But attendance is not a tested area. Absenteeism is not. Those are underlying causes. Discipline or behavior issues, graduation or retention rates, and AP enrollment. None of those can be contributing factors, and you will be able to use them in your support of what you do. But it's got to be dealing specifically with academic tested areas. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. But these are good questions. Dr. Revis, I am so proud of them. I have seen that they have been very attentive, very alert to everything I've been noticing. That's a good sign and a good start.
So guys, I'll say it once again, the disclaimer. Do you know when we had a state meeting on this for us for the new portfolio process? Yesterday. Yesterday. So, again, we are flying this plane while we're building it. I have worked untold hours as Dr. Stedman. We had to totally rebuild everything we're doing, and we had to totally rebuild our course shell. We're not using scattered. I feel scattered, and I apologize. But we may be scattered this semester. And we welcome do you mean to say this on this rubric, or is this meant to go in here? Because we welcome that. We're trying. I'm a perfectionist. It tears me up to make a mistake, but I promise you're going to find some.
Right.
But I want you to let me know so that I can make this better for you. And we want you to do the right work. We don't want you doing work that's not necessary. But when you're a principal, this is what work you have to do. You have to be able to look at test data, your EOC tested data. If you're an arts teacher, I'm sorry, and you may never have examined math data. When you're a principal, you got to know how to examine math data. Just the way it is. Leah?
Hey, I was just wondering, I think somebody mentioned it Monday. How do you turn the assignments in? Like, is it like where do you drop it? I think somebody asked it Monday night, but then we got cut off. Where do you
go ahead talking? I'm going to share. I'm going to show you something.
Yeah, we'll show you that. I'm sorry, my internet just went out on me when we were trying to get that question answered for you. If you were the one, Leah.
No, it was, and I think he cut out I think that it was over with. So I think the professor had to go somewhere. He had another class.
He cut me off, didn't he?
Yeah.
Now I lost internet and lost it for over an hour.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, this is in your course shell. You're going to see something that says assignments for a grade.
Right. I'm coming down, and it's under your modules, assignments for grade. Then it's about myself, but we're going to go to assignment 1. Okay. Well, let's just go to about myself. Okay. Let's go to about myself. Okay. This is where you can complete it. You will complete it here.
And guys, I'm glad we're doing this, because there's one big thing, let me tell you. We're using Google Docs a lot. You can't use Google Docs.
Right.
You need to use Word document, okay?
Complete it here, about myself, but grading, attempts allowed. I'm just, because now what y'all see, grade category assignment. Somebody talk to me. When you submitted your About Myself, where did you go to?
The calendar.
Okay, the calendar. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the calendar will take you, when you go to the, let me stop here. The calendar has, okay.
Can
Can
I give a suggestion? Click on that student preview button on your right of your screen over to the far right.
Okay.
Click on that student preview. Keep going.
There you go.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you, Kara.
Click on
and start preview. Okay.
that should allow you to view it as a student.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's go to okay, just going down to the assignments, right, Kara?
Yeah, click on that About Myself right there.
Go ahead, talk us through it.
Oh, well, I have a question now because click on your view instructions.
Okay, review instructions.
So the question I had was, do you want us to drop the text in there or do you want us to do an attachment? And do you want to hyperlink to a Google Doc?
It's been as long as it's a Word document. Some didn't, and that can run into problems with us because sometimes the program that we've got it won't allow us to open it up sometime, but we've been able to get Word documents to open up every time. So just make sure that all the work is sent to us in Word document form. And we would prefer the text there, but if it's a document, I don't mind opening it up as long as it's a Word document. Do you, Dr. Revis?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. I've gone in different ways and it's fine.
Okay. But
and can I add something, Dr. Stedman? And I only know this because my daughter helped me. I have a daughter that just graduated with her master's, but I love working in Google Docs. And she showed me how to download it as a Word document onto my desktop. And then from there, when I went into view instructions, you see the little paper clip. I attached it as a Word document with that paper clip there in the view instructions section. So hopefully that will help.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. And again, Dr. Revis will tell you, I've learned a lot. She's learned a lot, but there's still a lot for us to learn. And we learn from you. We learn from you as well. So, again, we don't take offense to you suggesting these things to us. It really helps us. Now, I might not remember it. I might have to ask you. But that's good. That's good information. But,
Dr. Stedman.
Yes.
This is Amanda. Fortenberry. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I wanted to, if we want to practice it together, that is exactly what Jennifer just recommended, is exactly how I turned mine in the other day. So that I don't mind sharing and walking you through it for a second.
While you're getting ready for that, Christy, what was your question? Go ahead, and I'm going to stop share, and you can go ahead and do that.
Hi, my question was about the internship hours. Is that a different Zoom, or will we be talking about that?
We will begin talking about that next week, Christy. We need to get through your CC1 visit with Mr. Ramsey and you and your principal, and once we do that, then we will tell you how to get started on that. And some of what you're doing now will be retroactive. So, so if you think it might be something that you can count, just write it down, and then you can go back and be retroactive with it once we clarify things with you. We'll try our best to put a segment in next week about that, Dr. Revis, so that they can go ahead and get started on that. But don't stop now, because some of the beginning stuff that you've done it, with school starting, possibly could count. Okay. Kara, do you have another question?
Yeah, it was actually, when everyone's done, if you wanted me to look at how you set up some assignments, I'm curious to see what options you put for allowing people to submit, because Blackboard should allow you to either have people submit it only as an attachment or a text box. if you want me to.
Okay. Okay. And who was, we were waiting on somebody to, it was
Somebody was
who?
going to share their screen and demonstrate how to do that.
Hey
Google
there,
Doc
it's
to a Word.
Amanda Fortenberry.
Amanda, yeah,
Yes.
Amanda.
Yeah, Amanda, go
Um,
ahead and share your screen.
Go ahead, Amanda.
Okay. Okay, I was looking to get this. Okay, share screen. All right, and let's
You be
see.
ready right
We're
after
on.
that, okay?
Okay. Okay, can you see?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. I was looking to go to my computer is wanting to. It looks like it is wanting to pull. Okay, so if we go to gradebook, I was looking to see here the announcements, content. All right, with this class, if we go down and you are looking at,
I think you'll go on down to your assignments probably.
okay.
There you go.
All right, about myself. All right, and then view instructions. Okay, so you can open it as a Google Doc. And then you can actually, if you want to, make a copy. And then you can save it and add to that. And I'm just going to put a few things on there. Okay, so Amanda Fortenberry. Okay, and then what you want to do, this is where you go to File, and then you will go to Download. This is the part that you change over to a PDF document. Okay, then you will open it from there. You will be able to, once you open it there, you have to download once again. You can go to change it to desktop, wherever you want to save it there. Okay, and then you will go back to your, let's see, looking to see where, okay, here. All right, and then you're going to go back to the document itself in here, the assignment. Okay, and then you will click, you can insert attachment here. Okay, and then I just recently went to the desktop is where I saved. Okay, and then you can scroll, and if I just wanted to find it there, let's see, it was all about me or myself. Is that correct? Then let's just say I'm going to put this here. Let me look. Copy of myself. Okay. And then you can insert it, save it there. And then you will trying to maneuver around all my stuff here. It will actually upload so you can see what it looks like. And that is the actual copy that I have with my name that I changed. Then you can hit save and close, or you can hit submit, and it will save as the PDF there.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that, Dr. Revis.
You always have to hit submit though before we can see it.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Be sure you do that.
Mhm.
Thank you, Amanda.
Just to clarify, you guys want a Microsoft document, not a PDF? Or do you?
That is my preference because sometimes I will go in and make margin notes on your Word document and make comments. Not all the time, but sometimes I will. That is my preference, but we can take either. If I were you, I would always do a Word document because we are in the end going to move all this work to a task stream a document that's going to go in a task stream.
And that's why, because task stream does not work well with anything else except Word documents.
Yeah.
That's why we have to do what we do. But thank you for sharing that. Kara, what was it that you wanted to share?
It wouldn't necessarily be for the class, but it was a suggestion for you guys to see how you all were, what instructions you were giving people when they were submitting assignments, because Blackboard should allow people to do like, so there's no text box. I was just curious to see how you all set up an assignment.
Okay.
From your,
all right. Will you stay on with us after the class?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Class, I just want to thank you so much for a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful beginning session. We hope that all of you you'll be with us next week when we come back on. If anybody thinks differently, please reach out to Dr. Revis and me first before you make a hasty decision, okay? Will you promise us that if you need to talk to us, that you'll talk to us first? You already belong to us, so we don't want to lose anybody, okay? So
Gwen, I see your hand raised.
Yes.
Just hold on a minute, Gwen.
Yeah, but anyway, go ahead, Dr. Revis.
I was just going to say thank you for giving us some grace and being patient with us as we are working through this new program. And Gwen, I saw your hand up. If you'll stay, we will chat for a minute.
Okay.
All right. Are we done?
Yes. I need to speak to Beth Ann. Hang on for just a minute. I need to ask you something. Okay. Okay. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
And you'll get this recording later on tonight. Okay.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Revis, did Dr. Revis just leave?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Dr. Revis, can I ask one more question and then this will be it for tonight? When you shared your Google Docs or the Google document, the helpful hint, that's the end product, correct?
For
that's
assignment
not
one. Well, no, it's just a skeleton.
Will something like that be due on Sunday? Is that what ours should look like? Or
Sunday
just
the 31st. The 31st.
Not this Sunday, next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Yeah.
Next Sunday, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to take you some time to pull all the data together that you're going to need for that assignment. So it's not due this Sunday, but next Sunday.
So by next Sunday, our work should look similar to the skeleton that was shown.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Thank
Except
you.
completed.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Gwen, where are you?
Right here. I just had a quick question for the Microsoft Word. Do they offer a student account for that? I know some
Yes.
do. Okay.
Yes.
Who
When
I
you
would see
open up, when you open up your course, there is a tiny bar on the left-hand side that you can click on to get, you're jumping around because people are leaving, to get Microsoft, do free Word account. Okay.
Okay. I don't
That's
see
a
a
great
ballot
question.
for it. And then another question. I know we're in 601, but what is 698? Is that a second course?
That's your internship.
Okay, gotcha. That makes more sense.
Yeah. You got to do EVA for both of them.
So Gwen, that's me. You belong to me in 698 and Dr. Revis in 601, okay?
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, Beth, so I won't have to hold you. Beth, I got that assignment that you sent back in and it's still showing Mary McLean's name on there.
I don't know why it's doing that. I made a copy. I did just after we talked, send it as a Word document. So I resubmitted it as Word.
Okay. I'll let you know.
I don't know why it's doing that. I click on it and it takes me to the right one. So I don't know what. But I just resubmitted it like 5 minutes ago.
Okay. Thanks, Beth.
No problem.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
Okay, Carol, what do we need to do for you to help us?
All right. Do you want me to call you Danny or Mr. Stedman?
I'm Dr. Stedman.
Dr. Stedman, sorry, you don't have a little doctor in front of your thing,
Okay,
like
no.
Dr. Share your screen, Blackboard.
Okay.
All right, go down to, scroll down to the, let's look at the, all about myself.
Okay.
You're not still sharing it as a student, right? No. All right, exit out of that. Student
Okay.
preview, exit out.
Okay, let me
Top
find
right.
that. Top right exit, yeah.
Discard. All right,
Okay.
go back into your,
Okay.
right, your content.
Okay, I've got to go back to content. So I
Yeah.
need to go back.
Scroll down, let's see the assignment, the all about me, all about myself assignment. It's been a while since I've worked with Blackboard, but I wonder if it does the same thing. All right, scroll down, let's see. Click on the gear next to the assignment settings to the right.
Click on
The
what
gear,
now?
so no, the gear icon, yep, right there. All right. So let me see, no due date, prohibit late, prohibit new attempts, allow class conversations, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. All right, hit cancel. I was just curious to see if you can exit out the purple X.
Yeah.
Some LMSs allow you to only submit certain ways. Let me see.
I've never seen it. I've seen
Click on,
it be able to be
sorry.
submitted either, a link or a document.
Yeah, click on the little editing icon next to about myself, the little pencil. I'm just curious to see right there.
Okay, that.
Edit instructions. Okay, now hit cancel. Click the X next to the about myself. Let me look back at one more thing.
Click, yeah.
The X, yeah. Click on the 3 dots to the right of about myself, right there. Okay. Yeah, no, Blackboard isn't allowing, like in Google and Canvas, you can limit to how people submit things. So it's like either a text box or it's only a upload with an attachment. I was curious to know if Blackboard did. It doesn't appear to.
But anyway,
Well, thank you for trying.
for trying and sharing that with us anyway.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just might help then just to put in the instructions like submit as a Word document with an attachment.
Yeah. This is the first time we've really used Google Docs because we were sharing so many documents back and forth to work with each other. And we just never have turned them into Word documents because I know there are going to be changes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you,
You too.
Kara.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay.
So
Ladies.
guys, y'all have any questions?
Dr.
You just
Stedman,
love
Dr.
us?
Go
I do
ahead.
have a question.
Go ahead.
This summer I opted into the Bulldog bundle. I didn't realize I should have bundled. I shouldn't have. So do I need to return those books and purchase the one you showed earlier?
Yes, you need to reach them and turn them back in so you're not charged for them because you don't need it. They were supposed to take that out. Dr. Stone
okay,
had reached out to them and told them we would not be using those books anymore. So
okay.
Do that.
And I could not locate again where you said the title of the book that we needed. Where was that under in Blackboard?
Let me share.
And I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. That's okay. That's okay.
Do that as soon as possible, Rosalind.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Here
get
you
him.
go, Rosalind. This is it right here. Is that it?
Yes.
Data
That is
rules.
it.
Okay, it was under the syllabus.
Okay, and
those books that we've used for 15 years.
There's some good stuff still in them, but they're not current with where we are in education right now, some of it.
Mm-mm.
Here it
Okay.
is. You go to getting started in your course in Blackboard and go under
Mhm.
course text. And
Okay, thank you.
and it's right there. Do you see that?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay.
Dr. Sedman, to help Rosalind about the Bulldog bundle, you have, I think, until like the 27th, I believe I read, the 27th to get that opted out, or you will be charged for all of that. There's only a fine line of time to be able to be opted to opt out. You can opt back in at any time.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that they'll let
Thank
her
you.
opt out
If
since
they-
she's already gotten them.
Yeah,
But-
they should. And
Okay.
if necessary, let Dr. Revis know, and we will reach, or me, and we'll reach out to Dr. Stone, and he can troubleshoot for us if he needs to.
Because, like I said, that was supposed to be corrected. But I know how it's been crazy. Okay, I don't know who's on the fire tablet.
Yeah, Miss Fire Tablet, who are you? Can you? Okay, we can't hear you. Hey, she can't. Amanda for
Good night,
Amanda.
Amanda.
Good night. Good night, Amanda.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
You're still muted. Did you need to ask a question? Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Dr. Revis, I'm going to record. I'm going